Good morning and welcome to The Brief. Here's a look at your trending stories for this morning. President Maithripala Sirisena attends the Leaders' Summit on Peacekeeping at the UN. Local government elections to be held early next year. Minister of Health calls for price hike on 3 types of goods. President Maithripala Sirisena, who is in New York to address the United Nations General Assembly, participated in a number of other key events over the past few days. On Monday, United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon hosted world leaders for a luncheon which was attended by President Maithripala Sirisena. Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, US President Barack Obama, Russian President Vladimir Putin and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi were among those seated with President Sirisena at the luncheon. The President's media division said that this was an important moment for a Sri Lankan head of state. President Sirisena met with New Zealand Prime Minister John Key and held bilateral discussions. The President's media unit said that several topics of importance to both nations were discussed. President Maithripala Sirisena also attended the Leaders' Summit on Peacekeeping at the United Nations. The summit was attended by world leaders including the US President Barack Obama.
එක්සත් ජාතීන්ගේ සාම සාධනය සඳහා ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ වර්තමාන දායකත්වය
Current contributions by Sri Lanka to UN peacekeeping stands at 529, including troops, military observers and civilian police. On this occasion, I affirm Sri Lanka's commitment to increase its contribution to UN peacekeeping. Sri Lanka recently accepted the Kigali Principles on the protection of civilians in peacekeeping. We hope that more countries will join this initiative. We also hope that this meeting will focus on the importance of providing more resources to peacekeeping missions to carry out their mandates. Sri Lanka is pleased to reiterate a continued commitment to UN peacekeeping.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා රජයේ මේ සඳහා දිය හැකි සෑම සහයෝගයක්ම ලබා දෙනවා ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න ඕනේ.
The National Management Conference 2015, titled Good Governance, Challenges and Strategies, was held in Colombo yesterday. Speaking at the event, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe commented on the local government elections.
Let's sit down, let's reduce the party rivalries and then see where we are headed for. It doesn't mean that party rivals will be absent. You will find some of it early next year when you go for the local authority elections. But we all decided we should not postpone. The local authorities require members, new, fresh blood. And secondly, let the parties contest separately, but let's complete this process by March next year. In November, we will announce the economic policy and the budget debate, and January, February, the time that we prepare to implement our plan, and while that's on, apparently we will have the elections. But from there onwards, we get down to the serious business of government. And it means that we have 2 years from the day the resolution is passed as 30th of October. We have time till 2017 to implement our democratic faith.
Minister of Health Dr. Rajitha Senaratne says that the discussions are underway with the Ministry of Finance to increase the prices of 3 types of goods that harm the human body. The minister made this statement during an event held yesterday to mark World Heart Day. During the past century, people have got used to intake substances that has increased sicknesses by 70% in the country, and we spend money to cure these sicknesses. The Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Sports and the Ministry of Education should immediately join together and bring to the attention of the Ministry of Finance to increase tax on sugar, oil and salt in the same manner that we increase the tax on alcohol and cigarettes. The World Bank, in a new report released in Colombo yesterday, unveiled new data which shows that a high proportion of Sri Lankans live under what it defines as urban areas than previously thought. Senior Director at the World Bank, Ede Ijaz Vasquez, gave Newsfirst exclusive insights into the report.
In this report, we have been analyzing the urbanization trends for all of the South Asia region. We have launched this report today in Colombo, and what we observe in Sri Lanka compared to other countries in the region is first that actually when we look at night light data from the satellites, there's a much larger proportion of the population that lives in urban areas than had been expected. So almost 47% of population live in areas that we would call urban. Second, we see that there's a lot less slums and a lot less poverty in urban areas in Sri Lanka compared to other countries. That means that cities have been an important part of the economic development of the country. There's a tremendous growth and connectivity between cities in Sri Lanka, in the Colombo metropolitan area and the western region, and we believe that that gives a new opportunity for more economic development, but also for sharing the prosperity among the population. The decisions that are made today have an impact not only for 5-10 years, but for generations to come.
Well, that's a wrap up the brief for today. Thank you for stopping by. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Joel Outskun, reminding you to stay brief.